Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet the founder of a company that is turning everyday travelers into passionate philanthropists. Her journey just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, we all love to travel, who doesn't? And we all love to give back to our community, especially here in Dallas-Fort Worth. We're a very philanthropic community. And what if you could combine the two, travel and give to your favorite nonprofit? Somebody who knows a lot about that, Chicke Fitzgerald. She's the CEO of Solutionz. Thanks for coming on the show.
It is great to be back. You
Yes.
interviewed me a few years ago, and we've accomplished a lot since then. I can't wait to bring you up to speed.
Absolutely. So let's talk about traveling to give, because that's really a passion project for you. What is traveling? What is traveling to give?
Traveling to Give is actually our flagship product, and it allows, as you mentioned, people to travel their values and give back, but they do it in a really unique way where we are plugging into the sites and systems that they use every day. As an example, if you had a calendar entry for today, like me coming here, I flew in from Tampa, and if I needed to find a hotel nearby you, I could either call your office and say, hey, where should I stay? Or I could use the Traveling to Give icon on your site, right? Sure. And we call it a widget. And so when I go to that widget, I just hit the dates I'm going to be there, and it pops up with the hotels nearby you. And then whatever charity you care about, that's who we give back to.
Wow. Okay. So tell us the origin of this. How did this come about?
Well, I was at a travel industry conference in Chicago, and this was, 10 or 12 years ago. And I got a call from my oldest sister, the kind of call you never want to get, that my niece had been in a horrible accident and was being airlifted from Wyoming to Montana. And she was going to be in a hospital in Billings, and they were going to try to save her arm. She was 15 years old. And you don't realize when you get that call how your brain just gets scrambled. And I knew travel backwards and forwards. I started in the travel industry here in Dallas in 1982 with Sabre. And I knew all about hotel booking, but what I didn't realize is the travel industry never asks you where you're actually going. And so I wanted to build a tool that would allow me to find a hotel nearby the hospital, not a hotel in Billings. It's 74 square miles, right? So it makes no sense to just be in Billings. So I came home and said to my husband, we need to fix this. This happens every day. And so we built the first product, which was the hotels nearby hospitals. And then it morphed into the hotels nearby funeral homes. And then I thought, well, a funeral is just an event. Let's do the hotels nearby events. And so that whole family of brands, about 30 of them, got rolled into the whole idea of giving back to the charity that whoever we were working with cared about. And if it's a hospital, usually they're a nonprofit. And so we donate 25% of our gross revenues, not our profit, to their charity. And, it's a win-win for everybody because it's easier for the family. They don't have to think about where this place is. I didn't even know the name of the hospital once I hung up with my sister. And I was like, how would I find that? But if she sent me a link or a QR code and I just clicked on that and everything was all filled in for me, that's what we do. And we work with nonprofits. We work with enterprise software companies like CRM and calendaring and contact management. That's where people decide they need to travel. Not going to Hilton.com or Expedia. That's long after the fact. Sure. So we're actually changing when travel is booked.
I think you're absolutely brilliant, and you are you're a game changer. Let's learn more about her in this video. Wow, you have such a heart for philanthropy. Where does this come from? I mean, is this born and raised this way?
Actually, yes. My dad was a Presbyterian minister, and my
Mine
parents
too.
were
Yeah.
both from the mission field. My mom was born in Pyongyang, North Korea, to Methodist missionaries. My dad was born in Brazil and was raised there. And then my parents went into the mission field in Portugal. So I was the only one born in the States.
Yes.
And I was the successful business person in the family. I was the only college dropout. Everybody else was, highly educated with multiple degrees. And I started, as I mentioned, Dallas is really special to me because I worked for a company in Tampa, Florida that was actually acquired by American Airlines in 1982. I had no idea when I accepted the job that had already happened. So I became a part of Sabre, which at the time was the #1 travel technology company in the world. And I really cut my teeth on just the whole travel distribution world. And who even knows that exists? But it's all the underlying technology that allows you to book a hotel, a car rental, all of those elements. And so if you've ever booked a hotel online, I have either worked for or consulted for all of those companies. So to fast forward through the story, I started my own company consulting, and my company built LasVegas.com and a number of other things. But I really got tired of just trading time for money. And I actually got sick and had some surgery where I had to be on my back for a couple of months. And during that time, I just said, God, why am I here, right? It's the seminal question. And the answer was, you can go back out, because this was already during the economic crisis. And, my consulting business had been really, really successful. And all of a sudden, nobody has money to hire consultants, right? And they're laying people off. And I thought, well, I can go out and get another corporate job. I can pull in $250,000 easily. But then if I'm giving, I'm only giving 10% of that, or, more if I'm more generous. And I thought, God gave me so many more talents to build something where I could build a $500 million company and give $50 million and change lives and change generations and change causes. So that's what we set out to do. And at the end of that video, there was an icon, which is a heart. And the pin is all about proximity, which is what our product was built in. So we said smart meets heart is where that came together. So we actually formalized that branding in 2020, right before the pandemic, and then we had to shut the company down for 2 years.
Wow.
So we're actually relaunching, and giving is absolutely at the core.
I love it. And just to peel back the curtain just a little bit, I had prepared a completely different show. It was going to talk about your best-selling book and your podcast, and you said, nope, I don't want to talk about any of that stuff. So let's talk about some other unique products that you have.
Right. Well, we knew that we wanted to get our product in the hands of as many people who could travel. And again, we are designed to be plugged into other people's systems, but that doesn't mean individuals can't download their own tool or host it on our site, right? And then they name the tool or the charity that they want to benefit. And so we set out to build all the different ways they could do that. So we can host it on our site. They can plug it into their site as easily as you can plug in a YouTube video. And then our new products, we've actually taken the entire Google suite. And so you can do a search, you can pull up your calendar, you can go into your contacts, and right from that landing page, you can find the hotel nearby, whatever you're looking at. Never been done before. So it's a patent pending product. And then we're taking the calendar and taking it to the next level where you can pull in all of your calendar entries for the next coming months and see all of your face-to-face meetings separated so that you can go in and not only plan your travel to that, but you can invite everybody who's going to be at that meeting to use the same travel tool and again, benefit your charity of choice.
Wow.
So that one, and then we've got another product that will be coming out shortly that's a competitor to Linktree. So for those people who are influencers like yourself, who want to be able to put all of the places where people can reach them and find information, their book, their blog, how they can follow you on social media. So that's coming out, and it's called Smart Snapshot. The Smart Trip Pin is first coming out with Google, and then we will do Outlook and the Microsoft platform, and then the Mac platforms.
You are a busy lady. You've got a lot going on. And we've saved the best to last. You have a big announcement.
We do. We are so excited. We have got a new client who has just joined us, based here in Dallas, Texas, Mercury One, and they have a heart for giving back to something that is deeply touching our hearts, our team. So many of you went out and watched the movie The Sound of Freedom. And I know so many people who were touched by that movie, but they weren't moved to action. And we're now giving them a way to do that. So anybody who comes to use the Traveling to Give product, they will be giving 25% back to Mercury One, and then we will be matching that out of our heart for helping save teens and children from human slavery.
Wow.
Yeah, and so they're going to put it into the American Experience Museum. They're going to make it available to all their donors and all of their events, and we just could not be more excited.
Wow, I'm so impressed with you, and you probably are the most philanthropic person who's ever been on this show. So we've got a couple minutes left. Final thoughts. What would you like to leave people with?
If you take a look at the Solutionz website, which I know they're going to put up at the end of this, our motto as a company is give more, make more. So think about it, how God created us. You cannot breathe out without also breathing in. We believe that that same principle of giving is true. You can't give without getting back. Even bad people, when they give, they actually get back. And so we are tapping into that principle of giving. We're teaching other companies how to give more. And so if you're a corporation who's supporting a nonprofit, maybe you even participate on their board, now you can use the product for your employees or for travel to your location and benefit the charity that you already serve. So we have a nonprofit solution. We have a for-profit solution that teaches people how to be more philanthropic.
Wow, I'm so inspired by you. We're going to end with her website, which is solutionz.com. The great Chicke Fitzgerald. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.